Most people are doing too much of the wrong things in the gym, and far too little of what actually drives results. The fitness industry has a vested interest in making strength training feel complicated. More programs, more equipment, more sessions, more supplements. But both the research and my 15 plus years of coaching real people tell a very different story. So today I'm going to give you the minimum effective dose of strength training. And then I'm going to give you a session that you can actually do this week. Hey, I'm Danny, head coach at OPEX Bristol, a small group personal training gym in, well, you guessed it, Bristol. Let's get into it. So what's the minimum effective dose? The minimum effective dose is a medical concept. It's the smallest amount of something needed to, well, actually do something. Take more than that and you might get more results, but when it comes to something like training, it's not linear. In fact, you might find the extra effort isn't worth the payoff. There's a threshold that you need to cross in order to stimulate adaptation, to get stronger, to build muscle, and improve your body composition. Below it, not much happens, but way above it, you just start accumulating fatigue. So the question is, where's that threshold? For most people, especially beginners and intermediates, it's much lower than the fitness influencers would have you believe. This 2019 meta-analysis found that just 1 to 3 sets per muscle group 2 times per week produce significant strength and hypertrophy gains, particularly in people new to training. Another review found that training a muscle group twice per week was broadly equivalent to 3 times per week for muscle growth, with the 2 times per week group doing less total volume. The honest takeaway? Frequency is overrated for beginners, and consistency is everything. 2 solid sessions per week done consistently over months will outperform 5 sessions per week done inconsistently almost every time. Here's the other piece of this. Most people's programs are full of isolation work. Bicep curls, tricep pushdowns, lateral raises, leg extensions. And these aren't bad exercises, but if you're time limited, they're inefficient. Compound movements or exercises that involve multiple joints and muscle groups simultaneously give you far more return per minute of effort. A squat trains your quads, hamstrings, glutes, and core all simultaneously. A row trains your back, biceps, and rear delts. A press trains your chest, shoulders, and triceps. So 4 well-chosen compound movements could cover your entire body. And that's exactly what the session in the second half of this video is built around. Now, there's one more concept that matters way more than how many days you train or which program you follow, and that's progressive overload. Progressive overload means that you're consistently giving your body a slightly greater challenge over time. That could be more weight, more reps, better form, or less rest. Something has to be moving forward. Without it, you can train 5 days a week for years and not really see that much change. But with it, 2 days a week is enough to genuinely build a different body over just 12 months. Seriously, 104 sessions over a year, and you could completely change, well, everything.
Okay, so on to part 2. Here's your workout. Now, this is based around 4 basic patterns. A squat, a hinge, a push, and a pull. And if you do those 4 patterns, your entire body is covered. So movement 1 is going to be our squat pattern. And we're going to start with something as simple as the goblet squat. You're going to hold some sort of weight out in front of your chest. We're going to put our feet about shoulder width apart with a very slight toe out. And then all we're going to do, keeping our chest up, is bend the hips and knees at the same time. So we sit our bum down between our heels. Drive back up. Bum back down. Drive back up. Now, if we feel that really janky and you want to step it back a little bit, we can use a box. So for some people, this just simplifies things a little bit. Otherwise, it's exactly the same. Dumbbell out in front, heels to the box, and we're just going to take a seat and then stand back up. Take a seat, stand back up. In the squat pattern, we should feel a few different things. Almost certainly our thighs or quads. You might feel a little bit in your glutes, and you'll probably feel some tension in your back. Don't be fearful of that. Both the squat and hinge patterns involve the back. But if it's painful, change the movement or just lower the load. Pattern 2, we're doing a hinge, and we're going to use a dumbbell Romanian deadlift. So I'm going to grab 2 dumbbells. Feet are going to be a little bit narrower this time. Toes pointing straight forward. Chest up nice and tall. All I'm going to do is soften my knees and then reach my bum as far back as I can, trying to keep my knees over my ankles. I should feel a little bit of a stretch or a bit of tension in the hamstring and back, and then I'm going to drive and squeeze the glutes at the top. Bum goes back. Hips come forward. This can be a more complex movement for some people. My best advice is to really focus in on the hips and try to ignore the dumbbells. Although the dumbbells move a lot, they're not what should be leading the movement. The moment that you start reaching the dumbbells down the leg, that's when we're going to turn this into a Jefferson curl. The more we can focus on keeping the chest up and reaching the bum as far back as we can, the more likely you are to maintain a nice flat back position. And then to get the most out of the movement, we want to come back up using a hip thrust. So essentially I'm just going to hump my hips forward, clench my bum, and that's our lockout. Again, we'll probably feel this movement pretty much everywhere. There'll definitely be a lot of forearm going on, maybe a little bit of lat. Hopefully we should be feeling some stuff in the hamstrings. We might even feel a little bit in the calves and glutes. And again, you'll probably feel a bit of tension in the back. For the third pattern, we're going to be doing a press, and I'm going to be doing a dumbbell bench press. Now you can just do this on a flat bench, but I want to push a little bit more of the shoulder on this, so I'm going to put the bench at about a 45-degree incline. From here, I'm going to take a seat. I'm going to grab my dumbbells, pop them up on my knees, shuffle back, keep them nice and close, and then I'm basically going to just hike them up into position over my shoulders. So back firmly against the bench. I'm going to drive my heels into the ground, elbows out at about 45 degrees, so not tucked in here and not out at 90. So about neutral 45. And then I'm just going to press the dumbbells straight up and over the shoulders, and then control back down until those dumbbells gently rest on the top of my shoulders. Push back up, control back down. When I'm done, I can either bring that back up into the middle, or depending if I'm in a place where I'm allowed to be loud, I can just gently lower them down to the ground. In the press, again, we'll be feeling a fair bit, especially because the legs are stabilizing the lower half of the body, but primarily we should be feeling a little bit of tricep, a little bit of shoulder, and a lot of chest as well. And for the fourth and final pattern, we're going to do rows. So I'm going to use the same bench, except I'm going to turn this for you and put it down so it's flat. I'm going to grab a dumbbell, place that to one side, pop one side's knee and hand down on the bench, bring my back so it's nice and flat. I'll probably want to keep the supporting leg slightly bent just to allow that range of motion. If I lock this out, it's way harder to get into a flat back position. So soft knee, back nice and flat. I'm going to grab this dumbbell, I'm going to let my shoulder blade relax and sink at the bottom, and then I'm going to pull up and squeeze at the top, controlling back down, pull up and squeeze at the top. And when I get to the top of that range of motion, I'm trying to think about taking this right shoulder blade and almost pinching it back down into my left bum pocket. So control and relax, and then pull and pinch back and down into the opposite side. Again, we'll feel the whole body on this. Those legs are working quite hard to stabilize you from not falling off to your side. But the primary working muscles on here are going to be the forearm, bicep, lat, and a bit of rear delts. And those are the only 4 patterns that you need to be doing. For each movement, I'd probably shoot somewhere between 8 and 12 repetitions, 3 sets each, and put about 90 seconds rest between each set. Other than that, session to session, week to week, just aim to push up the weight a little bit, or even just add a couple more repetitions. With a little bit of a warm up and cool down, that session shouldn't last more than 40, 45 minutes. And that's it, that's your session.
Now I know that some of you watching this are thinking, that can't be right. That feels too easy. And that feeling is exactly what the fitness industry has engineered. More is not always better. Better is better. 2 sessions, 4 movements, progressive overload, consistency over months. That's the minimum effective dose. And for most people, it's also the maximum necessary dose for a pretty long time. If you want that workout to screenshot and take to the gym, you'll find the blog version of this video in the links down below. And if you're in Bristol and want to do this kind of training with a coach in the room, there's links down below for that as well. We do also coach clients remotely, so if you're further afield, we've got you covered there. And that's it from me. I hope you found this useful. And if you enjoyed this video, our YouTube overlords think you'll love this next video. See you in the next one.